Hi guys, this is Creative Cuts, a channel where I build, paint and create things. In today's video I'm going to focus on a terrain build, perfect for the beginner, but also show you some ways to elevate a basic terrain piece to something you can be proud of. So a perfect place to start are some basic ruins, using materials that are readily available to everyone. Battle-scarred ruins are perfect for games of Warhammer 40k, Necromunda, Killteam and the like. Ruins can provide good cover, as well as fleshing out the environment for your miniatures to fight to the death. To begin, I recently bought a new vacuum cleaner, and just like my cat, I was more interested in the box it came in, as it had cool polystyrene protective packaging. Rather than throw this out, I thought this would provide the basis for some easy ruins. So to begin, I measured out 12-inch squares, using as much of the existing shape of the packaging as I can. I cut these out with a sharp knife. A kitchen knife could also work for this. I cut apart some walls and broke bits here and there to make some passages. Next, I shaped the edges into slopes. This allows models to easily enter and blends the terrain into the battle mat or support that you're using more effectively. I have a hot wire cutter which makes this task really easy, but you can also do it with just a sharp blade. Then I take a blowtorch and gently melt the polystyrene to smooth off some of the edges a little. You could do this with a candle or a lighter too, but please be careful when using a naked flame. Accidents can happen. See the link above. Up until now I've not used any glue and already have a basic shape. You could paint this now and have super quick terrain in a super short space of time, but in order to have some raised areas I used some offcuts to quickly create some walls and glued these into place with some PVA and some toothpicks for a little added strength. Next I cut out some platforms from old offcuts I keep in a box. I glued these on with a hot glue gun set to a low temperature setting, which doesn't melt the foam too much. I made a ton of rubble by processing more offcuts, ripping these into tiny little bits. And with some PVA glue, I added little rubble piles here and there. Added some small stones for variation. Then I took some plastic diamond sheet which I ordered online ages ago and had a few bits left over. You don't have to use this, but it just provides a little added detail. I cut these to size and glued them to the foam. Next I took some wire. I bought all this lot as a set for cheap on Amazon, and you get a range of sizes. Any wire will do really, and I glued some plastic boxes together and used the wire to represent electrical cables. Little added details help with the illusion of scale and just give you little points of visual interest. I I used little strips of card to make brackets to hold the cables. I made little light fittings using some screw caps from the local DIY store. Then I made some fences using some old modelling mesh. I used some bamboo skewers to act as fence posts and just push these into the polystyrene. Next I give everything a good coat of diluted PVA, simply mixed with a bit of water and sprayed through a garden atomizer. This helps seal the polystyrene while acting as a base to add some more texture. I quickly swept my studio and, as a reward, ended up with a nice mixture of sawdust and other particles. Perfect for fine texture and, best of all, it's free. I gently sprinkle this all over the terrain. This layer helps everything tie together. Once dry, I seal this with some more PVA and begin priming. You can do this with a brush, but it's much easier with a spray can. Go gently, as too much paint can cause the solvent to melt the polystyrene. You may want this effect, but it's something to bear in mind. I spray some black into the deeper areas and towards the base of the model to begin to build up areas of light and dark. Next, I built some ladders from some gardening mesh. Shout out to Wylock and Eric's Hobby Workshop for popularising this versatile material. You can use it for fencing, handrails and ladders. These push directly into the polystyrene. I also added a broken ladder to provide an element of danger. Next I started painting some of the higher parts in a grey and came in with some black and brown inks to deepen the shadows and provide a little colour variation. I felt like it needed a little bit more battle damage, so I poked some holes in with a skewer. out some highlights with a quick dry brush. And paint in some drips and gunk using streaking grime from AK Interactive. This is an enamel wash and blends beautifully, but thinned acrylic paint works fine too. I add a few bits of staining and rust to the platforms. I paint in the wires and the light. And then use some rust effect to apply general rust all over. Next I spray some hairspray, Mega Hold to be exact, and use this as a fixative to add some fine dirt from the garden. Again, this just builds up a little colour variation which ultimately makes for a more believable scene. Then I printed out some propaganda posters I found with a quick Google search. I glued these onto the model with some PVA glue. I age these with some brown ink and add little bits of graffiti here and there with a marker pen. Then I take some dry pigment. These are from Vallejo, but you can also make your own by grinding up some pastels. And simply brush this on with a soft brush. Because the pigment is so rich in colour, you don't need to worry too much about fixing it, as it pretty much holds in place on its own. I add this in a range of colours using the orangey brown to emphasise the rust. I mix up a thin wash of dirty brown and flick this across the larger surfaces. Now this may seem a little extreme, but it will dry far less visibly. I then use some transfers from an old fighter plane model I had. I kept these because they are great for adding little points of detail to projects. Little warning signs or hazard symbols all add life to the scene. And finally, I took some little barrels from my bits box. Painted these up with some chips and rust and glued these around the ruins. I used some black gloss paint, neat, from the tube to imply leaking oil from the drums. And that pretty much wraps it up. With some very basic modelling skills and some clever painting tricks, I've taken a piece of packaging and turned it into some really cool terrain that will bring any tabletop to life. And the best part, it doesn't involve lots of materials. It's cheap. You can do this too. A project like this is a great way of getting into building terrain. If you've liked what you've seen, you can let YouTube know by hitting the like button. Subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest videos, and possibly share it with someone who might find it interesting. Thank you all for your continued support, and enjoy.